You know I encourage you to have an emergency plan, right? But what about a pantry emergency plan? It's another way to look at it. It is, yes. So today we're going to talk about pantry emergency plans. Hello, everybody, and welcome to SuttonsDaze. If you're new here, my name is Lisa, and we are all about pantry preparedness. It is hot today, and I'm working outside, which is why I'm like red and glowy and stuff. But I wanted to come in and talk real quick about a pantry emergency plan before I go back outside and keep sweating. It's not nice. It's ugly. It's not good at all, right? A pantry emergency plan is a well-organized strategy. I love this. A well-organized strategy designed to ensure that you and your family have access to enough food to sustain you, yourselves, your family, the whole group right there, during emergencies such as not zombies. Hello. Okay. Natural disasters, power outages, economic downturns. Hello, 2024, right? Or any other personal crisis that there is. It involves stocking up, right, on non-perishable and shelf-stable foods that can be safely stored for an extended period of time with the goal of having a ready supply of meals available to you should you need them. And should they not be available. So we're going to chat for a couple minutes about having an emergency plan for your pantry. I love it. I just love it so much. So there's some key components of pantry emergency planning. Number one, okay, you want to assess your household needs. Take an assessment of your household needs because your house is different than my house. My house is different than his house. His house is way different than her house. So we don't even want to compare. It's apples and oranges, my friends, right? So understanding your family's dietary requirements, including allergies, intolerances, or caloric needs. One thing I can pretty much guarantee as Americans, we all could take some less calories, okay? So don't think it's 5,000 calories a day. It's not. But you don't want garbage either. You know what I mean? So you want to make sure that you're getting good, healthy calories, good, healthy nutrition in there. Planning meals that meet these needs even when fresh ingredients are not available. I mean, we just had, I called it the Jethro salad. It's kind of like a antipasta salad. And I made a big bowl of it yesterday. I could eat that much, right? But Phil went back for seconds. Jacob went back for seconds, and so I still have a big bowl of salad in the fridge. But there were not a lot of calories in there. There was a lot of food, not a lot of calories. And in the dead of winter, I'm going to be hard-pressed to make that salad because it had fresh spinach and lettuce and tomatoes and peppers and, yeah. So in the dead of winter, probably not going to make that as often. But I have the ingredients I need to get those vegetables, those minerals, all that kind of stuff during the wintertime too. So you want to make sure that you're covering all your bases. Stocking non-perishable foods. This has, it's a wide variety, okay? So focus on foods that can last long on the shelf. Shelf stability. So whether it's home canned, commercially canned, freeze-dried, dehydrated, you know the drill, right? Grains, pastas, beans, dehydrated fruits. Now, you know my thing. Don't vacuum seal them. They have 17% moisture. Just put them in a jar. Make it airtight, okay? Vegetables, freeze-dried, so on. You guys know all the deal, right? You want to ensure that there's a balance. You need a balance. So having a good emergency plan for your pantry means you're balanced. You're not heavy in fruit and low in vegetable or heavy in meat and low in everything else. You need to make sure that you're balanced. Take a step back, take a look at it and go, am I balanced? By the way, dairy technically is not necessarily a food group. Okay. It should be. It really should be. But when you're looking at longevity, okay, so go with protein, go with vegetable, go with fruit. Those are your long distance ones. Meal planning. I don't meal plan, Lisa. I'm spontaneous. Okay. I don't care. Meal plan. You have to meal plan to some extent. You have to know what you're buying. You have to know why you're buying it. You have to know what kind of meal it's going to go to. Meal plan. I'm not asking you to write your name in blood for it, okay? Create a plan of simple, nutritious meals that can be easily prepared using pantry staples. It's super simple. I think I've got a playlist. I do. I'll link it. Yes, I will. And design a meal rotation. How many of you do this? I do this, okay? A meal rotation to avoid food fatigue and ensure nutritional variety. So, yes, I can make chicken salad for 200 days. Do I want to? No, I don't. I want to make it maybe once every 2 weeks, okay? That's what you got to figure it that way. Otherwise, you will get really tired of it. Then you won't touch it again. Water, water, water. Okay, Phil and I were talking about this today. Water is so important. I have to give reverse osmosis water because we have a water softener to the cats and to the dogs. The cats will not tolerate the softened water. I don't know why. They just don't. So, and I don't want to deal with it. You know what I mean? So, we were talking about water, and he said, have you noticed that the bottled water tastes funny? I said, no, I don't, because, well, I normally have some kind of flavoring in mine. But no, I haven't noticed that. And he said, to him it does. I'm like, well, fill your Stanley thing and, work off what comes out of the RO or out of the water softener. We'll see if he does it. So take a look at your water, okay? And depending on what you're doing, you want to make sure that it's something that you're actually going to consume, or find a way to make it so that you'll consume it, okay? 64 ounces a day, my lovelies, yes. Storing enough water, typically a gallon per person per day, or having water purification methods in place. I covered this for a couple videos now. Stack it, okay? Just stack it and use it. Rotate through it. That's all you got to do. Cooking and preparation tools. We've talked about the fondue pot. I'm so excited. So many of you are finding them at thrift stores. I'm super excited about that. So fondue pot, chafing dishes, cast iron over fire, Camp Chef stoves, grills, all the things. Now, some stuff you cannot use indoors, and some stuff it's a complete waste of time to even try to use it outdoors in the wintertime. So you have to be cognizant of where you are, okay, and what you're dealing with. I'm not grilling in January here because, no, the food's cold before I even get it on the plate. It's not worth it. So, these are some things to include: essential tools like a manual can opener. We talked about this, okay? Portable stove, pots, and basic utensils to prepare meals without relying on electricity. A lot of you have gas. Remember, you have electric ignitions. So find a way. It's really simple, guys. One of those fireplace lighters, the long-nosed ones, right? Find a way to light it so that you can use your gas. Yeah. Number 6, stock rotation. So stock rotation and maintenance, it's the same thing. This is not a set it and forget it ever. Is this never, ever, ever meant to be a set it and forget it? Oh, look it. I worked for a year and I put up all this food that will last me a year. So I'm going to sit here and stare at it until I have to throw it out. Please don't. Please don't. Okay. You want to regularly rotate through this. Don't buy it if you don't eat it. Period. So rotate through it, first in, first out. You know that drill, right? Prevent spoilage, prevent waste. It should be criminal, the amount of food that is wasted in this country. Setting up a restocking schedule. Set up a restocking schedule to replace used items and keep the pantry prepared at all times. I do this probably differently. I don't know, maybe the same. I go for 4 big shopping trips a year, okay? Now, in between that, if I notice that we're using something more often, then I'll pick up a case of them, at some point. But I want to make sure that I'm always full, but that I'm always rotating, and I want to be aware of when our tastes change. I mean, there's nothing like picking up a case of, baked beans and then deciding that you don't like those anymore. That's not good. Okay, so pay attention to what you're doing. Keep an eye on it. Rotate through it. It doesn't take that long. It really doesn't. You could probably give up, a whole season of Mormon housewives. Lordy. Anyway, next one is supplement with other necessities. Supplementing with other necessities, including non-food items like first aid, hygiene products, cleaning items, and your pantry planning for holistic, emergency strategy. Holistic, if that's what you do, but I do to some extent, some extent, but when it comes to an emergency, I'm not messing around. No, I'm not. So while you're focusing on the beans and the spinach and the ugly chicken and the pasta sauce, the freeze-dried, all of that stuff, you also want to pay attention to shampoo, deodorant, soap, all of that stuff that you use, toothbrushes, toothpaste. I've got enough toothbrushes to last me the rest of my life. All the stuff that you use. Toilet paper. Yeah, I know. Don't tell me about a bidet. I got them. Anyway, and we do use paper towels. Sorry. So if you use them, and paper plates. I love paper plates. I hate doing dishes, okay? It's just that simple. And if the power goes out, it's not like I can wash a bunch of dishes anyway. Paper plates. Yes. It all works out, guys. So you have to take a look at the whole picture. This is not something that you are going to have all figured out tomorrow. Please don't feel like you have to. I beg you, don't feel like you have to. Go over the list that I just gave you. Stand in your kitchen or in your pantry if you're lucky enough to have one, and look around at what you've got and figure out, what do I need? What do I need to get me to 3 weeks or 3 months or 6 months or a year? How much more of that do I need? Will we really like that? Do we eat as much of that in the winter as we do in the summer, and vice versa? How much toilet paper do we really use? Oh, okay. How much shampoo do we really use? I mean, everything. If you're buying it, you should already know how much you're using. So it's time to pay attention and figure out how much you need to stock up. You don't have to do it all at once. Don't do it all at once. Don't put yourself in debt over this, okay? Put the credit cards away. Do not put yourself in debt. Build it up as you can, a little bit every week, and you're good. An emergency pantry plan ensures that you have access to essential nutrition and supplies in the event of unforeseen disruptions. We all remember the disruptions, don't we? Yeah, they're not gone, and they're probably coming back. This is going to give you peace of mind. Trust me, it will. It does. It gives you such an amazing peace of mind, and it reduces the need for last-minute panic buying. Please, were you here for 2020? Okay, stop it. Get prepared. It doesn't take a lot. You're not a hoarder if it's something that you use. A hoarder is somebody who buys stuff without the intention of ever using it. A prepper is somebody who buys it with the intention of using it. Big difference. One of the things that I don't think that we mention very often, okay, and because I'm very much focused on get your pantry set up for yourself and your family, okay? That's your first and foremost important target right there. Get yourself and your family set up with your pantry so that you can get through with 3 months, 6 months, or a year, okay? Do what you got to do, okay? But once you get to that stage, you're going to find that you don't have to go shopping every week. It's really nice. You only have to go shopping when there's a really great sale on something that you know you're going to use because you're stocked up on it, okay? You don't have to worry about what happens if there's a disruption in the supply chain, if the power goes out, if, you lose your job, any other thing. You don't have to panic about this area, about this one thing. You have to worry about walking behind everybody and turning off the lights, but not this. So everyone will be fed and everything will work itself out. That is the beauty of a pantry. That is why an emergency plan for your pantry is so very, very important. What we don't talk about is how it can help support your community in times of need also. Having a pantry, having that emergency plan, okay, puts you in a position of being able to help people when times are tough, when situations are rough for everyone. It puts you in a better position than probably 90% of the people that you know. One, because you have that give, you have that ability to go, I can still pay the bills and feed everybody for a year and help out these people here that are having a really rough time. It puts you in an amazing position to help your neighbors and your friends. This can strengthen community bonds, okay? It builds mutual support, during tough times. So it's a really good thing. I don't think we talk about that very often, and I think we need to pay attention to it a little bit more. Am I saying that you should prepare for everybody, right? I think in the group the other day, somebody said that, she had a conversation with somebody, you need to prepare for your grandchildren. I'm going to paraphrase this horribly. And the woman was like, those grandchildren have 2 parents each that should be preparing for them. I'm going to do something else. Yes. Period. Yes. You are not responsible for the entire world. You are responsible for your immediate household. Okay? I get it. You birthed them. You raised them. You love them. Okay? Tell them, put up 3 weeks worth of food. If you love me, you'll do that. Don't buy me a Christmas present because nobody needs all that crap. Let me help you build a 3-week pantry. Okay? Let me help you do this. Let me help you by showing you how to do this. Much better than a Christmas present any day of the week, okay? Christmas presents are overrated. I hope this helps you and kind of shows you how to create an emergency plan using your pantry. You can do this today with your existing pantry, and then you can take that existing pantry and build on it to increase your emergency plan. It's a great way to become as prepared as you can in as short a time as possible so that you are covered for zombies. No, not zombies. Stop it, okay? For any kind of disruptions because life will throw them at us all the time. If you want to learn more about stocking your pantry, check out this playlist right here. And until next time, everybody, be safe and stack it to the rafters.